Hey, what is up, guys? It is LanceTheHacker here, bringing you another Pokemon Black and White 2 PO battle. But before we get started today, I would like to thank all you guys for getting me to 30 subs. I do know that's not a huge milestone to a lot of you guys and most YouTubers, but to me, it really does mean a lot. And because of that, I do think it's a good time to start my very first LP on this channel. Except I don't really know what game I want to play yet. I do know I want it to be Pokemon based, so if you guys have any ideas, please leave it in the comment section down below. I'll be sure to look at them. And, yeah, but today we've got an OU battle against LanceTheHacker. And looking at the team preview, it is Sand versus Rain. So I do know I have to keep my Tyranitar at relatively full health if I want to keep my Sand up. And also, I did make a couple changes to this team. I am testing on Expert Belt Genesect now just because I feel that limiting Genesect to a Choice Scarf or Specs is kind of wasted on it because it has such a massive move pool. I kind of feel like Expert would be better. And I can also bluff the choice item because most Genesect are choice. So because he's not Scarfed anymore, I did replace my Banded Terrakion with a Scarfed Terrakion for the revenge killing and stuff. But threats on my side to his team, I do know that my Specs Latios can demolish his team just because he only has one Steel in his Scizor, and even then it cannot take a Specs Draco Meteor very well at all. So I do know that my Latios will be doing some work. I can also try and bluff the choice item with my Genesect and try and catch him off guard. But threats on his end, the Toxicroak might be annoying to my Tyranitar. We'll see, but obviously the biggest threat is probably the Tornadus T just because it's a Tornadus T, and nothing on my team would appreciate a Hurricane or like a Superpower or something like that on my Tyranitar and stuff. But Scizor also kind of gives my team problems, as you guys know, but I think I can play around that. So let's just see how the battle goes. I'm going to lead off with my Rotom Wash, as always, as he leads off with the Latias. And first turn, he goes just straight for the Draco Meteor. I actually did not know he would do that. I thought he would do something else, which is why I went for the Will-O-Wisp, and it was basically the only thing I could really do to touch the Latias. And I do know Latias, most Latias do carry Draco Meteor now, but I really did not see that coming. He actually makes a good play here, though, predicting me to go into my Tyranitar to sponge the next Draco and go for the Pursuit. But he actually goes out into his Toxicroak to avoid that. And I do know that early on he probably won't over-predict or anything. He's just going to go straight for the fighting type attack. He has nothing to lose, really, which is why I did go out into my Amoonguss to sponge that easily. And here I did think that going for the status move and the Stun Spore or Spore would be pretty safe, but I forgot that I burned this Latias first turn, so that was kind of a misplay. And now here actually makes another good play. He goes out into his Donphan, predicting my Tyranitar once again on the Latias. So I'm kind of playing pretty safe here and predictable. And yeah, he's kind of making some predictions early on, but that will change later on. So I do know I can go into my Rotom right here, avoiding the Earthquake and living Sandstorm with 1%, except he does have the Ice Shard, which sucks. So that can take out my Rotom. But now I can send out my Genesect, making me fear the Ice Beam, but I do go for the U-turn. He goes into his Latias. I don't know why, because it would taken out the Latias anyway. Maybe as Death Fodder, I'm not really sure, because the Latias could potentially do work to my team. But he goes out into a Tornadus T on my Latios. He does predict my Tyranitar switch once again, but I kind of predicted the U-turn because Tornadus T does actually outspeed Latios. I guess maybe he was fearing me to be Scarfed, but that does give me a good matchup, Amoonguss versus Donphan, so I can go for the Spore on anything he wants to bring in. He does send out his Toxicroak as Sleep Fodder, probably because he couldn't really touch me. But I actually do predict the Tornadus T to come back in against my Amoonguss, so I do go out into my Expert Belt Genesect. And I could really go for the Ice Beam or Thunderbolt. I do decide to go for the Thunderbolt in case he wants to send out his Scizor, which he does. Unfortunately for him, I do get a crit. In the long run, I don't think it mattered that much just because I could have taken out with the next one, but I don't really know. Hacks is hacks. And here is where the Expert Belt does come in handy. He thought I was choice, but I am not, so I can go for the Ice Beam, bring him down to his Sturdy and knock out the Donphan with whatever move I please. I do go for the Flamethrower in case he wanted to switch into something, I don't know, but he does go into his Politoed, and because he does outspeed me, it does show that he is Scarfed, which is why I stayed in case he overpredicted and he went for the Ice Cream or something like that. It does take me up though, but because he is Scarfed, I can't really send out my Tyranitar and go for the Pursuit, and bring him down to about half, which is just what I wanted, so I can revenge kill with my Terrakion. But he does go into Tornadus T now, which is not good for me because the incoming fighting type attack is coming. He does go for the Focus Blast, unfortunately does miss, but hey, if you don't want to miss, use Superpower. Just kidding, he probably is Specs just because there's no Life Orb. But either way, my Amoonguss would have resisted plus Regenerator anyway, so that wouldn't have mattered. But I do kind of predict his Toxicroak to come in on my Amoonguss, which is why I switched that into my Latios, but he goes into his Politoed instead, predicting the HP Ice, but I do go back into my Amoonguss now, knowing he would Ice Beam. I know I could take 2 and go for the Stun Spore, trying to paralyze the Scarf Toad, but he does go into his Tornadus T, which is even better, so I can really easily deal with this a lot better now because it is paralyzed, and one of Tornadus T's biggest assets is its amazing speed, so I can send out my Latios now and just Specs Draco Meteor his face, but he does go into his Toxicroak as Death Fodder, because there's no way in hell that Toxicroak is going to survive the Draco Meteor. But now he does get a safe switching into his Tornadus T just because I am at -2. I don't think it'll take it out, and I don't want to lose my Latios just yet because it can do work. He actually does predict my Tyranitar switching, and he goes for the Focus Blast. It doesn't really matter because I do have the Chopper Bear and I knew to take one, and I can outspeed him and go for the Stone Edge, except he does go into his Politoed to get up the Rain. That's fine with me because I can't take him out with the Stone Edge right here, and he is down to his final poke, which is his Tornadus T. I'm going for the Stone Edge. Unfortunately, I missed, except doesn't matter because he gets paralyzed. I'm going to go for it again, and look, I missed again, and he goes for the Hurricane, and that actually doesn't take me out. I actually live even without the Sandstorm, and guess what? I missed the Stone Edge one more time. I missed 3 Stone Edges in a row, not like it really mattered, because like I said, I do have my Latios, and can win a KO with the Specs Draco Meteor, so that is definitely a good game, LanceTheHacker, just the 2-0 in my favor. But yeah, a very enjoyable match. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like and comment if you did, that's always appreciated. Remember to leave a comment on what game you want me to play for my first LP. I want it to be a good one, maybe like a randomizer, because I know a lot of people like those now, or Nuzlocke or something. I don't really know. You guys choose. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.